I want to talk to you about the latest on the Epstein files. Although Donald Trump called it a hoax, it appears that Donald Trump is listening to the uproar. At Attorney General Pam Bondi's direction, the Department of Justice formally moved to unseal long secret grand jury transcripts from the Jeffrey Epstein case. Now, this comes just a couple of days after Lara Trump publicly said that more might be coming out. My take on this is the administration is clearly listening and responding. But it's interesting, despite the backlash to how this has been handled, Trump's approval rating is very strong.
I think this one surprised me a bit because of all of these complaints online going after Trump and the Epstein files. You might think his approval ratings were going down, Republicans. If anything, they're going up. Republicans who approve of Trump, look at our CNN poll. The prior one, 86%. The one out this week, 88% were Republicans. How about Quinnipiac? The prior poll, 87% approve of Republicans. This week out, 90% were Republicans. If anything, Donald Trump's approval rating has gone up since this whole Epstein saga started. He is at the apex, or close there too, in terms of his popularity with Republican voters, Epstein files, complaints, or not.
Isn't it interesting, as much as some in the media have tried to use the Epstein files to really attack Donald Trump, just look at what CNN was reporting.
Yes, and I think it's really important, Gabriella, to pay attention to which network you mentioned. Exactly, it's CNN. If this was any of the more right-leaning networks, you'd say, oh, well, maybe. But I think this is really an important number that they would even report that. And if we could just make it very, very clear with regard to Donald Trump and his association with Epstein, if there had been any real dirt, Gabriella, don't you think the Democrats would have definitely surfaced it? Don't you think it would come out during the campaign? Of course it would have done. And also remember, he did know Epstein, and there are photographs of him actually with Melania with him at Mar-a-Lago. All of basically Palm Beach did things with him and had parties with him. But that was back in the 80s and 90s. You look at how young he was. After 2004, when there was a real estate deal where Trump outbid Epstein, before any of these convictions, President Trump, then Donald Trump, had nothing more to do with him after 2004.
Today, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard announced the release of more than 200,000 files related to the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In response to an executive order from President Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard said that the American people have waited nearly 60 years to see the full scope of the federal government's investigation into Dr. King's assassination. She went on to say that under President Trump's leadership, we are ensuring that no stone is left unturned in our mission to deliver complete transparency on this pivotal and tragic event in our nation's history. And I extend my deepest appreciation to the King family for their support. But I want to turn to the UK now, because protesters have marched on a suspected migrant hotel in Essex after an asylum seeker was charged with sexual assault. Now, just look at the protesters. Protesters were heard chanting, "Save our kids," and some were holding up other signs. Let's just take a look.
Save our kids! Save our kids! Save our kids! Save our kids!
Very powerful message. Very powerful message.
Hilary, what more can you tell us about this?
Well, I think what was very important to focus on here is these are women. They're holding signs that are definitely look very homemade. All the signs that everybody was holding were completely different. It wasn't like one of these organized kind of protests where some kind of company recruited people. So these are mothers that are concerned about their daughters. They're regular people. So I think it is so wrong to paint and portray regular tax-paying good citizens, these mothers, as far right-wing. No, they are concerned about their daughters. They're concerned about their community. And the fact that, and actually I'm going to be in the UK as of next week, and when I arrive at customs, if I was to say, excuse me, where's my free five-star hotel, please? I'd be laughed at, or maybe I'll be jailed, so I won't try that joke. But really, Gabriella, this is the sense in the UK. This isn't right. This isn't fair to be spending taxpayers' pounds on migrants, providing free housing, free food for them, giving them iPhones and giving them games and pleasurable activities while they're committing atrocious crimes. And what happened in Epping was there was you have to say alleged assault of a young, I believe, 14-year-old girl. These communities don't want that sort of crime.